Hi students, last lecture we have studied about the evidences of evolution, and in evidences of evolution we have studied about the two evidences. The first one is a morphological evidences and the second one is a anatomical evidence. Now the third one evidence of evolution is vestigial organs. Students, do you know which are the different organ systems are present in the body of living organism? In that, digestive system, circulatory system, respiratory system, skeletal system, just type of different organ systems are present in the living organism. Is each of the organ useful to the living organism? No. Most of the organs are useful to the organism, but in human being some organs are not useful. So related to that some information we will do the study in the vestigial organ. Now vestigial organ means what? Degenerated or underdeveloped useless organs of organisms are called as a vestigial organs. In living organism, sudden development of new tissues or organs for living in changing environment is not possible. Instead, existing organs undergo gradual changes. Mostly, a specific structure in the body is useful under certain situations. However, same structure under different situations may become useless or even harmful. Such structure begins to degenerate under such situation as per the principle of natural selection. It takes thousands of years for a structure to disappear. Such organs are seen in different phases of disappearances in different animals. Such organ, though non-functional in certain organisms, it may be functional in other organisms. That is, it is not vestigial in other organisms. Now see the last point related to the vestigial organ. Some examples are given here. Examples of vestigial structures in humans are appendix, tailbone means coccyx, wisdom teeth, pinna and body hair. Now we will see the structures related to the vestigial organ. In first structure you can see the muscles of ear pinna. Muscles of ear pinna are useless to the human but are useful in monkeys for movement of the ear pinna. Now the second one vestigial organ is wisdom teeth. People do not need wisdom teeth now for chewing the food, but earlier they were used for chewing tough plants which were important part of human diet. Now the third one vestigial organ is appendix. Observe the carefully structure of the appendix. Appendix is a part of digestive system. Here you can see large intestine and small intestine also there. Appendix is useless to human but useful and fully functional organ in ruminants. Now how it is useful for the ruminants? It helps to digest tough herbivorous food. And the last one vestigial organ is tailbone. It is also known as the coccyx. It is supposed to be storehouse of good bacteria. From this point we can understand that some vestigial organ, though non-functional in certain organisms, but it may be functional in other organisms, means not vestigial. Now the fourth one evidence of evolution is paleontological evidence. First we will see the definition of paleontology. See the definition. Remnants and impression of organisms buried underground are called as fossils, and study of fossils is called as paleontology. Now observe observe the structure. What you can see here? Some fossil structures are given here. Sometimes a question may arise in your mind that which organism existed millions of years ago? How can we tell this? Now this secret has been hidden in earth. As we know that large number of organisms get buried due to disasters like flood, earthquake, volcano, etc. Remnants and impression of such organisms remain preserved underground. These are called as fossils, and study of fossils is an important aspect of study of evolution. Now we will see the next point. Study of fossils is carried out by carbon dating method. Now we will do the detailed discussion of carbon dating method. Already in important point also you have studied about the carbon dating method. Here we will see the detailed information about it. Carbon consumption of animals and plants stops after death, and since then only the decaying process of C14 occurs continuously. In case of dead bodies of plants and animals, instead of remaining constant, the ratio between C14 and C12 changes continuously as C12 is non-radioactive. The time passed since the death of a plant or animal can be calculated by measuring the radioactivity of C14 and ratio of C14 and C12 present in their body. Here C14 is a radioactive substance and C12 is non-radioactive substance. Again, it is used in paleontology and anthropology for determining the age of human fossils and manuscripts. If you will see the definition of carbon dating method, here radioactive process is given. Radioactivity means what? The strength of that C14 and the ratio of C14 to C12 present in their body is calculated by this method. Here, once the age of fossil been determining the age of human fossil and manuscript, it is determined by such technique. It becomes easy to deduce the information about other organism. If we want to see the structure, if you will observe the structure of ground level, see the structure of ground level and the fossil. What you can observe in this structure? In the ground level and the fossils, there are three types of eras you can see. The first one is Cenozoic era, second one is Mesozoic era, and the third one is Paleozoic era. In Cenozoic era, if you will see, it is the first. Aves means what? Birds. And the mammals means aves and mammals are included in the Cenozoic era. See the second one, reptiles are included in the Mesozoic era. And see the third one, reptiles, amphibia, Pisces and invertebrates. These all are included in a Paleozoic era. Here it suggests that vertebrates have slowly evolved from invertebrates. As we know, carbon dating method is based upon the radioactive decay of naturally occurring C14 and it is developed by Willard Libby. In important point of the lesson, we have studied about scientists and their invention. In that, we have studied about the scientist Willard Libby. While studying the important points we have learned that Willard Libby, a well-known scientist, has been awarded with Nobel Prize for his invention of carbon dating method. Already you have studied that the age of the material or fossils determined by carbon dating method. The carbon dating method, which is proved revolutionary in the field of science, was published in the journal known as Radiocarbon. In 1946, Willard Libby proposed an innovative method for dating organic materials by measuring their content of carbon-14. Here, carbon-14 is a newly discovered radioactive isotope of carbon and it is known as radiocarbon dating. This method provides objective age estimates for carbon-based objects that originated from living organisms.